So gold just hit $4,500 and I still don't want to stop buying it. I'm not talking about gold bars or coins. I just invest in gold ETFs. In this video, I'm going to talk about why 2026 and onward, it's going to be a great time to start investing in gold. I'm going to talk about my favorite gold tickers that I invest in. I'm going to talk about how I invest, my investing approaches for gold. And lastly, I'm going to show you real option trade examples from my own portfolio. If that sounds interesting, please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe so you can wait for the next videos. Let's dive in. Okay, so before we jump into the nitty-gritties of why I have been investing in gold, let's just establish some baseline why gold is generally good to invest in. Okay, so let's talk about global gold demand. It's very steady. So naturally, gold price goes up. Yearly consumption, 300 billion plus. Here's the demand mix for gold. Jewelry is one of the top. People love wearing jewelries. India is one of the top leader in this segment. Just by itself, I think 60 billion per year or so. So one of the biggest driver. Investment, people like to buy physical gold bars, coins, to the point where even Costco sells gold bars, and every time they restock, they're gone. So very popular. And then central banks, they hold a lot of gold in the reserves. It's a way, they want to hold a lot of reserve when they anticipate tough times coming, economical tough times. One example, in the US, we have this place called Fort Knox where we hold a lot of gold reserves. So if you heard about, it's safer than Fort Knox, this is where that saying comes from. Fort Knox holds a lot of gold. And then technology, it's low demand compared to the other segments, but the demand is very steady because when it comes to technology, the application is very necessary for the best performance and durability. All right, so aside from the baseline, let's now talk about what we have been experiencing lately. So gold versus Fed funds rate. As you can see from the chart, it's kind of like an inverse relationship. So as Fed has been cutting rates, gold price has been going up. I'm going to talk more about how a weak dollar help gold price go up. But at least from this chart, you can tell in terms of the relationship of Fed funds rate and gold price, it's pretty inverse, at least what we have been seeing in the last 15 months or so. And if you're confused about what is Fed funds rate is set by Federal Reserve or FOMC. Jerome Powell announces that as of for now, and that's the rate that banks charge each other, and so it becomes cheaper for them to borrow because the rate is getting cut. So they reduce the prime rate, which is what they charge us. So overall, borrowing gets cheaper, so there's more money to throw around. So the dollar kind of weakens from that aspect. So let's talk about weak dollar and how that translates to higher price in gold. So gold is priced in US dollars all over the world. So a weaker dollar will make gold cheaper to buy, but that brings up demand. So here's an example, but the example in a nutshell essentially shows how if dollar weakens internationally all over the world, gold isn't just purchased in the US, all over the world. In fact, other countries tend to buy more gold than US. So if it's cheaper to buy gold because dollar's weakening, this will drive up the demand, so gold price will go up. Okay, and lastly, I want to talk about just investment performance in general. Gold's been beating S&P 500 pretty easily for the last 1 to 3 years. Even if you go 5 years, it's still beating. 5 to 10 years, not sure, but in the recent years, very easy choice in terms of gold versus S&P 500. Okay, so now that we covered these things, let's talk about my stock picks. All right, so these are my favorite symbols for investing in gold. I'm gonna start from top to bottom. IAU is you should buy shares, which is from BlackRock. very liquid, easy to trade shares and options. That's my go-to choice. I think their asset under management is like $70 billion. PHYS, it's a Canadian farm, Sprouts. One cool thing about them is you can actually redeem physical bars if you have enough shares. I think minimum requirement is like pretty high. And then IAUI, this is an ETF, relatively new. One cool thing about this one is it generates income from selling covered calls. So it's not going to appreciate as one-to-one like gold price, but it will provide dividend income. Current yield is somewhere around 12%. So if you invest $100, you will get about $12 in 1 year from dividend and some of the gold at price appreciation. And then lastly, UGL, it's issued by ProShares. It's leveraged, very risky. If you're new, do not get into this. It's okay to hold this type of things for not long term. It's okay to hold these for short term to kind of get in and out while we are experiencing very strong bull run. So just wanted to mention that out there. So these are my gold buying strats. I want to highlight that choose the strategy based on whether you want stability, leverage, or income. Right? So the first one, auto investment, this is the best golden rule, golden way of investing, right? Dollar cost averaging, just set up automatic investment, daily or weekly. I try to do daily just because it's just easier. And you essentially capture all the ups and downs. So just simple as that. It works well for all of those three tickers. Remember, I don't really recommend investing in the UGL. It's not for everyone. Leap call options. I'm going to have very good examples, trade examples of this in the later part of the video, but I only trade IAU for trading options. Leap. Keyword is leap. So all the options that I trade for gold is very long term with many days, many months of expiration, because options are risky, right? Because they can expire worthless. And so how do you reduce risk? You add a lot of days, right? So that's how, so that you have enough time to capture the gold price appreciation. Okay. And then lastly, if you just want to buy in another way than automatic investing, you can always sell cash secured puts to give yourself a discount over. This one doesn't necessarily need to be leaps. This could be a month, 2 month, 3 month, whatever it is, but give yourself a discount that you would like to have. Yeah, simple as that. All right, so let's talk about some example gold option trades that I have. I definitely am long for gold at the moment. So here's one example on the left. That's Robinhood. And remember how I said leap, right? So here's an example about these two call options in July 7 of 2025. I purchased them at $4 a piece, and we're not even in 2026 yet, and they still have like a full year to go. They're expiring in January 2027. And like starting price $4, they're already like 18, almost $19 a piece. So that's like insane price appreciation. And even if there's fluctuations, we have so much time that this is going to be a very positive trade, and I'm not necessarily going to hold on to it until 2027. But as you can see, when you have a lot of time with everything else is going on, gold is going to work out very well in your favor. I have some other examples on the right. I also trade on E-Trade, and over there you can see options that are expiring in 2028. There's like 2 more years to go, and they're already like 100% plus. So a lot of room. I'm not here to invest in gold to make a quick buck. I believe in gold for long term, so I'm going to invest where the options have a long way to go. It's not risky. All right. And then lastly, here's how I set up automatic investing. And I just want to say, like, when you're doing automatic investing. It doesn't matter if you're investing like small amounts. If you do daily, it doesn't matter, right? The whole point is to accumulate and dollar cost average. So for me, I set it up for $15 daily. So I think per month you have like 20 to 25 or 24 days or so of trading days, normal months, not like December. And you can accumulate quite a bit, and just keep doing it. It's fine. I think Robinhood requires like $5 minimum or something like that, but start small and start to increase as you get older and start making more money. And if you can do big amount, good for you. You know, that's how you accumulate and get started with investing in gold. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can stay tuned for all the upcoming videos. And as always, thanks for watching.